Is what might happen.
So it's not for a little while, but you'll
Nope.
tell me before.
Yeah.
You just tell me
Doesn't
before.
I better move.
You know about the how would you phrase that? Give me some proper way of talking.
We're ready to start tonight's programme, so we're running slightly late. But nevertheless, welcome to an evening of the silent film. My name is Steve Marley, I'm actually a tutor at LMU, and I'm not going to get in the way too much of the proceedings tonight because it's really not my night, but it's really the evening of the silent film. And I wanted to introduce you to these two people on my right who are responsible for most of what you're going to see this evening. So, without further ado, just two quick housekeeping points before we start in terms of health and safety. You just notice here on the left and behind you, to the left and to the right of the back, those are your two fire exit points in this theatre. And secondly and finally, you just make sure that your mobile phones are switched off during the next 2 hours. Okay then, so without further ado, can I introduce you to a colleague of mine who I've worked with for the past 6 years, both in teaching at LMU and on other short courses in the Leeds area, and I think it's a bigger privilege for me, particularly on this evening, because we're about to see a premiere, and it's got in the programme a world premiere of a particular film. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Razman Lab.
Thank you, Steve, for those kind words. I'd like to thank you all for your presence here today. Sorry we're running a little bit late, but that's normal for some of us who are Asian. What I'll do is I'll just give you a brief rundown of the schedule for today. We're going to start with Guns, Thumbs and Movie Masala, a film written by Zohor and directed by me, with cast and crew selected from students and friends, and so some of them are actually here tonight. I'll let you see the film and then you can ask the crew and cast the kind of films that it has. But it was done with a fantastic amount of passion, as I say in this blurb here, that it was done with hardly any money, but done with a lot of passion. I didn't switch my phone off, did I? That's what it is. Dr. Shibley is lost. I'll just tell him where we are. Hello, yes, we're in the lecture theatre. Yes. Where are you, sorry?
It's okay.
You're in the casino and you can't... We're next door to the casino, not in the casino. We're next door to... No, next door to the casino. Can somebody go and find him? Anissa, you go and find him. He said, I want Anissa coming to get the cure. Just come out of the casino. And then somebody come in and Anissa come and pick you up. Sorry about that, but that is somebody else who's gone into the casino and he says we haven't got any money to play whatever it is we want to play. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll screen this film first of all, and then we'll have a very short presentation award ceremony for the people who participated in it, and then we'll follow that up with a pop video which was directed by myself, and but again with the crewing and participation of lots of the students who I work with, and actually have a tremendous amount of pleasure working with. We'll follow that with a 16mm drama. It's an Asian sort of drama which I directed a few years ago about the conflicts and traumas of an Asian college girl who gets involved in the wrong kind of things. But I've done it with humour, so it's not a heavy thing. And then at the end of the evening, those of you who've been waiting for this is, I did put it on the actual programme, we're going to have some live refreshments in a room next door to the theatre, so don't dash off afterwards. There'll be an opportunity for you to speak to the crew, the cast, and myself. We also have in our presence Alan, who sang the video, so we're honoured to have him here. Somebody who's going to go far, I believe. And I'll just introduce you to Zahora, who might want to say a few words before we kick off the evening. Thank you.
Firstly, I just want to thank everyone for coming down here, taking time out of busy schedules. Secondly, I want to thank all the crew, the students that worked on the films, the actors that took time out of their normal jobs. And that's about it, and just enjoy the films. Thank you.
Oh God. I didn't even bother about it.
Rather now will be actually going through a process of presentation and awards, and these presentations and awards will be offered to those who are actually in the film you just seen. So rather, take it out.
Hope you enjoy that film. And what I'll do is we'll do this very quickly, because it's not going to be an Oscar ceremony with speeches to mums, dads and pets and all that sort of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll very quickly, first of all I'd like to thank everybody who participated in it, especially the actors, Zahir, Uzumskas and Liz and Shabina and Mr. Ikram Elai for the taxi performance. There's an Oscar on its own. So I'll just call your names out, and also, sorry, before I forget, the crew as well for doing a fantastic job in every respect. So first of all, I'd like to call Zahir, and is he here? For a marvellous performance, there's and Liz, in fact, not only performed a wonderful character, but she was also the woman in the bullpen at the end who kicked the hell out of Wasim, who didn't want to. He hasn't turned up today because he didn't want to see her.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Ikram Elai for his wonderful performance as a taxi driver. He's not actually used to doing. And he gets a special box of chocolates as well to compliment himself. Princess Diana as well. He actually did drive Princess Diana, so he tells me. And then just, unfortunately Wasim cannot be with us because he's actually studying at RADA, or the Bangladeshi equivalent of RADA, in London. So I'd like to call upon Shabina to accept flowers as well for participating in the film. And then I'll just mention the crew. Zahora, do you want to come to the front as well, please, to receive... So very quickly, that's not me. Sam, can you come to the front as well for... Alright, take care. And a special thanks to Elisa de Santos, who is a marvelous person. She's multi-talented in every respect, and we couldn't have made these films without her constant assistance and help. In fact, two. Because she also was the assistant director on the pop video which you're about to see. So I'd like to start. Some of the crew members couldn't be here because they're actually working in Hollywood at the moment. No, that's not. Alright, well, we're going to screen the pop video now, so hopefully you'll enjoy that just as much as you enjoyed Cool Stomps. Thanks very much. Well done, Alan. Alan Thompson is now chatting about the making of the film, the pop video. He did a tremendous job, because obviously in pop videos you have to repeat yourself again and again and again. He must have sang the song 50 times, 70 times, and but also a big thanks to all the crew, some of you who worked on Guns Thumbs for hanging on in there, being patient, and we shot it all in one day. And at this point, I'd also like to thank Phil Rochester on camera there. Phil's a wonderful guy. He's basically my right-hand man, I was going to say, but he not only he's a multi-talented guy in terms of he does editing. I mean, he did some of the editing on this, as well as Nazareth and here. He did some editing, and he's also doing camera today. He just doesn't stop. So a round of applause for Phil. The final film in our programme today is a film called Checkmate. It's a 16mm film, which is different from the films that you've just seen. Those are shot on a digital tape format. 16mm will be projected like the films you see at the cinema. The reason we showing it today is it's relevant to the kind of things that are happening all the time in England. It hasn't really got any crew that are around today, but it was made with some of the people who still work with us, and they're professional people. It was a film that I wrote, edited, directed, and did all the camera as well. So this was fairly early stage of my career. I think I've completed it in '92, but it's still quite relevant, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, thanks very much. Just wanted to say something about the what you saw initially was actually not the final version of the film. We picked up the wrong print. That was the version that we used to get funding to do. It broke in the projector. So anyway, it was a blessing in disguise, because then you saw the final version. So it just goes to show what the different stages of filmmaking. So you saw a version that we used to get funding to do the completion. But anyway, I hope that didn't spoil your enjoyment of it. The sound was a bit rough in the first one, but thankfully I had a backup copy there that we liked it, and hopefully it didn't spoil your enjoyment. I'll hand you over to Steve.
Right, just before you go, as I said at the beginning, there are refreshments in the room just beyond the film theatre on the next corridor. But just before we go, there's just one last presentation. And Liz, could you come down? This is a presentation on behalf of the crew to the one person who was responsible for the film itself, the first film that you saw tonight in the world premiere. And Liz wants to take responsibility for that, but it's the one person who I think, I want to sort of share with you in my appreciation. It's the one person who I think has contributed a lot both to what you've seen this evening and also to filmmaking practice and also training in the region. So can you just join hands with me and give a warm thank you to the one person in this region who I think we owe a lot to, and that's Raza Moel.
The students, I think we should just say a personal thank you to someone who really is a great benefit to a lot of people and don't realise. So I hope, well, talking from experience, that you use them to the best of your ability, because believe me, you're not going to meet a teacher as talented as this, and we want to keep them, alright? So hands together again.
Thank you all for coming. I hope it's been worthwhile coming out on a Friday night and you saw a sample of what kind of films we can make, and hopefully my new batch of students will be inspired and go on to make better films than we've made. So I'd just like to thank you all and just wish you all the best. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and help yourselves with food which is in the other room. Thank you very much.
You're right. Anything good, man? You're right. Simon, are you going for a drink on it?
Hey?
Why are you going for a drink on it?
No, I'm
Why didn't you so much anyway? Did you?
Yeah, I know.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just
Well,
working. Huh?
You guys got part one. It's weird, man. Yeah, it's great. Sorry.
I've never seen it. Really good.
It's wicked, eh?
Real please. I can't say. You've gone for expressions.
yeah, should we
I'll probably just get
Slightly late, but nevertheless, welcome to an evening of the Sala film. My name is Steve Mardy. I'm actually a tutor at LNU, and I'm not going to get in the way too much of the proceedings tonight because it's really not my night, but it's really the evening of the Sala film. And I wanted to introduce you to these two people on my right who are responsible for most of what you're going to see this evening. So, without further ado, just two quick housekeeping points before we start in terms of health and safety. You just notice here on the left and behind you, to the left and to the right and back, those are your two fire exit points in this theatre. And secondly, and finally, you just make sure that your mobile phones are switched off during the next 2 hours. Okay then, so without further ado, can I introduce you to a colleague of mine who I've worked with for the past 6 years, both in teaching at LMU and on other short courses in the Leeds area, and I think it's a bigger privilege for me, particularly on this evening, because we're about to see a premiere, and as it's got in the programme, a world premiere of a particular film. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Raza Moel.
Thank you, Steve, for those kind words. I'd like to thank you all for your presence here today. Sorry we're running a little bit late, but that's normal for some of us who are Asian. What I'll do is I'll just give you a brief rundown of the schedule for today. We're going to start with Guns, Thumbs and Movie Masala, a film written by Zahor and directed by me, with a cast and crew selected from students and friends, and so some of them are actually here tonight. I'll let you see the film and then you can ask the crew and cast the kind of problems that we have. But it was done with a fantastic amount of passion, as I say in this blurb here, that it was done with hardly any money, but done with a lot of passion. I didn't switch my phone off, did I? Stop the shively, it's not. Hello, yes, we're in the lecture theatre. Yes. Where are you, sorry? You're in the casino and you can't... We're next door to the casino, not in the casino. We're next door to... No, next door to the casino. Can somebody go and find him? Anissa, can you go and find him? Is it our or Anissa coming to pick you up? Just come out of the casino. And then somebody's coming, Anissa will come and pick you up. Sorry about that. There's somebody else who's gone into the casino and he says he hasn't got any money to play whatever it is he wants to play. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll screen this film first of all, and then we'll have a very short presentation award ceremony for the people who participated in it, and then we'll follow that up with a pop video which was directed by myself, but again with the crewing and participation of lots of the students who I work with and actually have a tremendous amount of pleasure working with. We'll follow that with a 16mm drama. It's a sort of drama which I directed a few years ago about the conflicts and traumas of an Asian college girl who gets involved in the wrong kind of things. But I've done it with humour, so it's not a heavy thing. And then at the end of the evening, those of you who've been waiting for this, I didn't put it on the actual programme. We're going to have some light refreshments in a room next door to the theatre, so don't dash off afterwards. There'll be an opportunity for you to speak to the crew, the cast, and myself. We also have in our presence Alan, who sang the video, so we're honoured to have him here. Somebody who's going to go far, I believe. And I'll just introduce you to Zahora, who might want to say a few words before we kick off the evening. Thank you.
Firstly, I just want to thank everyone for coming down here, taking time out of busy schedules. Secondly, I want to thank all the crew, the students that worked on the films, the actors that took time out of their normal jobs. And that's about it, and just enjoy the films. Thank you.
Rather now will be actually going through a process of presentations and awards, and this presentations and awards will be offered to those who are actually in the film you've just seen. So, Raza, take it away.
Hope you enjoy that film. And what I'll do is we'll do this very quickly because it's not going to be an Oscar ceremony with speeches to mums, dads, and pets and all that sort of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll very quickly. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who participated, especially the actors, Zahir was amongst us, and Liz, and Shabina, and Mr. Ikram Elai for the taxi performance. There's an Oscar on its own. So I'll just call your names out, and also, sorry, before I forget, the crew as well for doing a fantastic job in every respect. So first of all, I'd like to call Zahir. Is he here? For a marvellous performance for the wonderful performance. And Liz, in fact, not only performed a wonderful character, but also the woman in the bullpen at the end who kicked the hell out of the scene. Who didn't want to. He hasn't turned up today because he didn't want to see you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Ikram Elai for his wonderful performance as a taxi driver. And he gets a special box of chocolates as well, compliments of Princess Diana. He actually did drive Princess Diana, so he tells. And then just, unfortunately, Wasim cannot be with us because he's actually studying at RADA, or the Bangladeshi equivalent of RADA, in London. So I'd like to call upon Shabina to accept flowers as well for us. And then I'll just mention the crews. Zahora, do you want to come to the front as well, please, to receive... very quickly, Zab, can you come to the front as well for... And a special thanks to Lisa, who is a marvelous person, who is multi-talented in every respect, and we couldn't have made these films without her constant assistance and help. In fact, because she also was the assistant director on the pop video which you're about to see. So I'd like to say some of the crew members couldn't be here because they're actually working in Hollywood at the moment. So that's a lot. Alright, well, we're going to screen the pop video now, so hopefully you'll enjoy that just as much as you enjoyed Cool Stuff. Thanks very much.
done, Alan. Alan's amongst them, so if you can have a chat with him about the making of the film, the pop video. He did a tremendous job, because obviously in pop videos you have to repeat yourself again and again and again. You must have sang the song 50 times, 70 times, and but also a big thanks to all the crew, some of you who worked on Guns Thumbs for hanging on in there, being patient, and we shot it all in one day. And at this point, I'd also like to thank Phil Rochester on camera there. Phil's a wonderful guy. He's basically my right-hand man, I was going to say, but he not only is a multi-talented guy in terms of he does editing. He did some of the editing on this, as well as Nazar was in here. He did some editing, and he's also doing cameras today. He just doesn't stop. So a round of applause for Phil. Okay, the final film in our programme today is a film called Checkmate. It's a 16mm film, which is different from the films that you've just seen. Those are shot on a digital tape format. 16mm will be projected like the films you see at the cinema. The reason we showing it today is it's relevant to the kind of things that are happening all the time in England. It hasn't really got any crew that are around today, but it was made with some of the people I still work with us, and they're professional people. It was a film that I wrote, edited, directed, and did all the camera as well, so this was fairly early stage in my career. I think I completed it in '92, but it's still quite relevant, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, thanks very much.
Just before you go, ladies and gentlemen, Mike, could I have the lights?
I just wanted to say something about the what you saw initially was actually not the final version of the film. We picked up the wrong print. That was the version that we used to get funding to do. So it broke in the projector. So anyway, it was a blessing in disguise, because then you saw the final version. So it just goes to show what the different stages of filmmaking. So you saw the version that we used to get the money to do the completion. But anyway, I hope that didn't spoil your enjoyment of it. The sound was a bit broken in the first one, but thankfully I had a backup copy there that we plugged in, and hopefully it didn't spoil your enjoyment. I'll hand you over to Steve.
Right, just before you go, as Ryder said at the beginning, there are refreshments in the room just beyond the film theatre on the next corridor. But just before we go, there's just one last presentation. And Liz, could you come in? This is a presentation on behalf of the crew to the one person who was responsible for the film itself, the first film that you saw tonight in the world premiere. And Liz wants to take responsibility for that. But it's the one person who I think, I want to sort of share with you in my appreciation. It's the one person who I think has contributed a lot, both to what you've seen this evening and also to filmmaking practice and also training in the region. So can you just join hands with me and give a warm thank you to the one person in this region who I think we owe a lot to, and that's Raza Moal.
Ladies and gentlemen, just on behalf of the students, I think we should just say a personal thank you to someone who really is a great benefit to a lot of people and don't realise. So I hope, well, talking from experience, that you use them to the best of your ability, because believe me, you're not going to meet a teacher as talented as this, and we want to keep him, alright? So hands together, please.
Thank you all for coming. I hope it's been worthwhile coming out on a Friday night.
and you saw a sample of what kind of films we can make, and hopefully my new batch of students will be inspired and go on to make better films than we've made. So I'd just like to thank you all and just wish you all the best. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and help yourself some food when you sit in the other room. Thank you very much.